Hello friends. My name is Friedrich. In this video lesson I will share my experience in hand-to-hand combat techniques for self-defense, which can be useful for both beginners and those with experience. My goal is to share knowledge to everyone who is interested. The course is developed based on the Nippon Kempo system from the World Federation, Seikai Buji Utsurenmei. With many years of experience in studying martial arts and teaching hand-to-hand combat techniques for civilians and security structures, I will share my insights on the application of these techniques in this video lesson. This course is divided into two parts. In the first part, we will briefly touch on the legal aspects of self-defense. And in the second part, we will focus on practical study and application of self-defense techniques. So, self-defense is the protection against unlawful actions that cause harm to health or property. Self-defense has four main categories. Each category has its own specifications for using hand-to-hand combat skills for self-defense. We will touch on this topic a bit, as it will be useful for us in the future when studying and applying techniques. The first category is military. For military personnel, the use of hand-to-hand combat techniques is an integral part of their work, and they carry out their tasks on behalf of the government. Military personnel can fully apply hand-to-hand combat techniques, but only at the point of combat engagement. Otherwise, it may be considered excessive self-defense and could lead to criminal penalties. The second category for the application of self-defense is the police and special services. The police, like the military, are granted authority by the state to use force within the scope of their duties, but they are also held criminally responsible in cases of injury or death. The third category, in the use of hand-to-hand combat techniques for self-defense, is security personnel. The role of security is to protect human life, secure properties, ensure safety at events and patrol city streets. Security activities are a form of private enterprise, and according to the law, security guards do not have the same authority to use force as police or military personnel. They can only act in self-defense with significant limitations. Security guards must be extremely cautious when applying force and must have a solid justification for using self-defense techniques. The fourth category in the application of hand-to-hand combat techniques for self-defense is civilian self-defense. According to the law, every citizen has the right to defend themselves, their life and their property by any means necessary. However, how can you prove that during a fight it was self-defense? If you attend self-defense training twice a week, and practice strikes to the throat, groin, or eyes, if during a fight, you inflict serious physical harm or your opponent dies, in court, the victim's lawyer may argue that a trained individual is a weapon with lethal potential. So, what should you do and how should you act if you are attacked? How do you determine the degree of application of hand-to-hand combat techniques for self-defense? From what has been said before, we can conclude that the use of hand-to-hand combat techniques for self-defense is quite a complex issue. It is not enough to simply know how to defend yourself. It is crucial to accurately assess the situation and apply the appropriate action. That will help you protect yourself while avoiding legal repercussions. We have thought this issue through and would like to present our methodology to you. So, from words to action. We move on to the second part of our course. Hello, friends. We have reached the second part of our course. I believe there is no need to emphasize that this is a crucial part. I think everyone will agree that without practical exercises, the essence of hand-to-hand combat loses its meaning. And if you are with us now, it means this is important to you. Let's start with what to do and how to behave if a conflict situation arises. In this session, we will not touch upon psychological preparation. Our goal is the practical study of self-defense techniques. On the internet, you can find many opinions about which techniques are better and which ones do not work. I can share from personal experience that when I tried a technique only a couple of times during training, 3 years later, I applied it in a fight. I was thrilled. I want to emphasize that every training session is valuable. Train regularly, and you will be rewarded. The more time you invest in learning, the stronger you will become. Moving on. Let's discuss what happens during a conflict. The first and most important rule to understand and apply in any situation is to maintain a safe distance. In a civilized world, there is the concept of personal space. A safe distance is considered to be at least 1.5 meters between you and an aggressively inclined opponent. In the video, you can see how our trainee learns to maintain distance. Secondly, you should always think that your opponent may be armed. They could have a knife, a bottle, brass knuckles or some other object in their hand. This understanding will increase your chances of success in the situation. One of the most important and challenging situations is when there is no time to react and you are unable to maintain distance. Let's break down a technique step by step, so that you can learn the details of its execution. We'll start with a simple scenario. Your opponent unexpectedly tries to grab you by the neck with both hands. The first task is to prevent them from doing so. Quickly, you need to group yourself and block their hands, as shown in the video. To ensure this technique works, we recommend starting with an understanding of the details of its execution and application. As you can see in the video, the instructor demonstrates how to perform the technique. What should you pay attention to? 1. The technique begins from a neutral position. 2. One leg is pulled towards the other, while both hands come together and are pressed against your chest simultaneously. After executing this movement, return to the starting position. Practice this motion until it becomes automatic, using both your left and right legs. 3. When the action is complete, your body should be tilted forward by about 15%, as should your head. Once you have practiced this movement, add the next steps as demonstrated by the instructor in the video. What should you focus on? 1. When spreading your arms, they should move towards your opponent and upward to face level, while keeping your body tilted forward by 15%. 2. As you spread your arms, your palms should face your opponent, and your fingers should be together. 3. Keep your elbows at shoulder width. Do not let them flare out. Repeat this exercise at least 25 times every day. Additionally, if possible, practice with a partner at least once a week. A recommendation: do not rush to move on to the next part of the lesson until this exercise has been practiced to the point of automation. Otherwise you may encounter difficulties when performing subsequent exercises. Very well done. By practicing the previous exercises, you have taken the first step. Let's call this movement the first. By mastering this movement, your ability to apply techniques increases significantly. By staying with us, you will understand and learn how to effectively use self-defense techniques. Now, let's move on to the next exercise. This movement will be essential for more effective defense and for applying techniques. After you have learned to group your legs and arms together, take a step back as demonstrated by the instructor in the video. Your body should turn in such a way that one shoulder with the corresponding arm is positioned forward, while the other shoulder is pulled back, with that arm pressed against your body. Important: do not extend your leg too far back. This will hinder your subsequent actions and may sometimes make it impossible to apply the technique. The next step for practicing application is working with a partner. Practice both variations of application, stationary and with stepping, as shown by the instructor in the video. In the video, you can see various counterattack options. As you can observe, there are many possibilities. The key is to quickly find a position for either defense or attack. And the first exercise helps us achieve that. And so friends, it is done. I congratulate you. You are on the right path. We offer you to attend our trainings. At our trainings you can learn more and more in depth, under the guidance of our trainers, and work at the techniques you already learned. Our training takes place at the address you see on the screen. Also we practicing online. If you got any questions, you can contact us and we can help you to get the information you are interested in. The contacts are on the screen. So, practical exercises. Let's consider a situation. Someone unexpectedly tries to grab you by the neck, but you are unsure whether this is real aggression or not. For this, we suggest the following option for applying the technique we have already studied. After you take a step back, immediately take a step forward and push the opponent, as shown. Next action: the enemy is aggressively and continues to attack you. We use an already worked technique: block his attempt to grab you by the neck, and now carefully we will use two counter-attack option. First, after you blocked his attack, slowly we begin our attack. With the left hand we grab him by the head, with the right hand grab his arm from below by the elbow, with the legs kick his front legs simultaneously and impact at the same time on the head, as the instructor shows on the video. Option 2. After defending yourself, use your right hand to grab their head. With your left hand grab their right arm at the elbow while stepping back with your left leg. Your right hand twists their head while your left hand pulls on the opponent's arm and takes them down to the ground, as shown in the video. Recommendations: practice all movements slowly until your actions become synchronized and without breaks. Speed will come naturally with practice. Very well. We have mastered the first. And in my opinion, the most important action? Defense against a sudden attack. As well as counterattacks that neutralize the opponent. Now, let's focus on an important aspect of our training. Applying self-defense techniques with maximum safety concerning the law on excessive self-defense. Let's discuss how to apply a technique without causing harm to the opponent. Watch the video where students demonstrate how to safely apply the previously practiced technique in slow motion. Pay attention to each technique during the throw. When a student grabs the opponent's head, they hold it in such a way that the opponent does not hit their head on the ground. By controlling the head, we control the opponent. Yes, friends, you are doing great. After watching this lesson and practicing all the exercises from this training several times, you have already made a breakthrough, you have stepped up and become stronger. We wish you success and hope you never have to face a situation where you need to apply these techniques. In the next lesson, we will discuss options for defense against attacks such as grabs around the neck, body grabs, and leg grabs. We will also cover what to do if you are indeed grabbed by the neck, body, or leg. If you are interested in this, you can contact us. Yes, friends, one more piece of information. As mentioned earlier, you can participate in our training sessions. On your screen, you can see a brief description of the conditions for this. For more details, contact us by phone or arrange a meeting.